Hello, I'm Dr. Brandt Gibson, and one of the things I want to talk to you today about is the next step in rewriting your story. We talked about the personal GPS, setting the correct goals, finding your transformative, massive purpose, and story, rewriting your story. And one of the ways that we rewrite your story is we change the way you think. We transform your mind. Let me grab this here. And by one of the ways we do that is by actually taking this to the next level here. Let me zoom in here so we can actually see this better. We overcome ordinary. We unleash limitless potential, and we do the impossible. What I'm going to talk to you today about is overcoming the ordinary. Let me start that by telling you a story. I have a daughter that I consider very, very intelligent. Truthfully, all my children are very intelligent. They're much smarter than I am. But this daughter, when she was 5 and 6 years old, was in working with amazing teachers that were helping her move forward and pushing her forward and helping her thrive in her abilities and her knowledge and so forth. And then we moved from Miami, Florida to the Spanaway, Washington, Tacoma, Washington area. And she started going to school there, and she was found to be accelerated. She was in an accelerated class. And so some of the time she would be taken out of her class and sent to an accelerated class. What we didn't realize at the time was that she was being bullied for being too smart. She was being bullied for excelling and being the extraordinary individual she was designed to be, and would cause her kind of to hold back and kind of not want to step into that role as much because she was being bullied. She was felt different, not like everybody else, and that's uncomfortable as a child. And so what we had to help her do, what we ultimately had to teach her to do, is to step out of that box that the world wants to put you in, step out of that ordinary, average, normal situation and become extraordinary. So stop being normal, average, and ordinary and become extraordinary. And that's really what we're talking about today, is overcoming ordinary. Stop trying to fit in with everybody else. Stop trying to do what other people want you to do and say, okay, instead, I'm going to go past that. I'm going to become an extraordinary individual. The best way to do this is, I haven't found a better way to kind of explain this than to use this graph here to live an extraordinary life. Live your life extraordinary. This comes from, that phrase comes from Dead Poet Society, where the Professor Keaton was actually trying to get them to step out of their expectations and really step into the extraordinary individual that they were born to be. So to help you do that, we're utilizing this graph here. So most of us sit right here in the comfort zone, who we are right now. So as you've determined who you are right now, say, okay, this is comfort. This is where I like to be. If I don't rock the boat, don't do anything, then I will stay right here, and I can have this amount of influence on the world. So the question is that enough? Are you okay being ordinary? Or do you want to step out of that and do a little bit more? And that's where the next question comes in, and that's stepping out to this bigger circle, which is the overcoming your fear. So you're going to step into your fear. You're going to step into those areas that are uncomfortable, that make you stretch a little bit, then it's a little bit hard. Sometimes you're stepping into the dark. But the point is to overcome those fears, and then you have this type of influence, much bigger than your comfort zone, right? And so that's really where we'd like to get you, but that's not enough. You say, okay, I'm going to notice my fears, and I'm going to overcome those fears, and then I'm going to start to find out who I really am. So instead of just saying, okay, this is who I am, this is where I am right now, I'm going to step into my fears, but I can go even further than that and find out who I really am. And then you get this yellow circle all the way around here that gives you a lot bigger influence, a lot bigger effect on the world, a lot more of who you can be and what you can do. And as you discover yourself, that leads you to the point where you say, okay, do I want to step into this new role? Do I really want to become this new individual? Do I want to, as Professor Keating says, seize the day? Carpe diem. Do I want to really seize the day? And so then you say, okay, what am I going to do? That's where the goals come in. That's where your massive transformative purpose comes in. You say that I'm going to step into that, what I'm going to do. And that gives you that influence green there. But there's so much more. You say, okay, I know where I started. I know where my comfort zone was. I stepped out of it. I stepped into my fear and I started fighting through that fear and I got that bigger influence. Then I discovered as I was fighting through that fear who I really was. And I'm going, okay, now let's do that. And I'm stepping into my extraordinary by doing that. And then you say, okay, now I'm going to seize the day and I'm going to go even further than I am right here. And if you want to go past that, okay, I'm seizing the day. I'm working really hard. I'm enjoying who I am becoming. You say, okay, now I'm going to step into the role and really become. And when you really become, you have a potential that is far bigger than anything you could ever imagine. All the blue is what happens if you become extraordinary, if you become who you're supposed to be, if you stop letting the world interfere and distract you and keep you from doing what you're supposed to do, if you truly live an extraordinary life. That's my goal for you. That's my goal for me. That's what I'm trying to do. Is I'm working every single day to not stay in my comfort zone, but to move past the fear, past discovering who I am and actually become who I'm supposed to be. And by the time I'm becoming, I can live with purpose. I can live that extraordinary life. No more fear. No more comfort zone. I'm stepping into the role of who I'm supposed to be. I'm seizing every opportunity to step forward and to move forward into that massive transformative purpose. And then life is extraordinary. Then I can reach my goals and live my dream and truly enjoy an extraordinary life. So, do you want to live an extraordinary life? I invite you to overcome ordinary. Well, I'm Dr. Brandt Gibson, and this is Concordant Day 22. What a great opportunity. What a great day this can be. I am so excited to step into this role where I can overcome ordinary, continue to overcome ordinary. I've done it sometimes, but I want to continue to overcome ordinary so I can live an extraordinary life, and I invite you to do the same. Thank you. Have a great rest of your day.